of influencers.
What's your next YouTube video about?
The next one, oh, it's actually on how to do this hairstyle. I am doing this series on vintage hairstyling. It's called the Pink Curl Diaries, and I try to recreate authentic 40s, 50s hairstyle. They used to do their hair, they used to curl it by just rolling it up and then pinning it to their heads and leaving it overnight, and then that creates curls, and when you brush them out, it creates this kind of typical 40s and 50s look. So I am on a journey to learn how to do that, because it's pretty hard actually. And my series is about that. So this is actually second day hair from that. So I did that video yesterday, and now I have this going on. So that's my next video.
And what's about the 40s and 50s look and all those years? How did you get started with this?
Yeah.
Where's it coming from?
Well, I used to do lots of like fantasy inspired hairstyles. I was a really big fan of The Lord of the Rings when I was a teenager. So right about when I started my YouTube channel. So I made a bunch of kind of like Lord of the Rings inspired hair tutorials, and they did really well on my channel. People really enjoyed those. So then I did other kind of like fantasy movies. I kind of recreated hairstyles from those. And then at a certain point, I kind of ran out of inspiration for my fantasy hairstyles. But then a very logical next step is to kind of look into period dramas and historical movies instead, because they're like pretty closely, mostly people who enjoy fantasy enjoy costume dramas as well, I found. So I started recreating hairstyles from those, and that just kind of sparked my interest in historical hairstyling. So that's when I started doing more historical hairstyles, and that just, yeah, kept going.
Can people book you to do a certain makeup or hairstyle?
I used to do makeup for a while. I do have a license, a makeup artist license, and I tried to kind of do makeup on a kind of freelance basis when I got out of university, but it never really took off, and I kind of stopped doing that. So maybe, I mean, you can always try. Maybe if there's something like a project that I think is really fun, then I would like to join, but kind of more casual things, I don't really do anymore, like parties and weddings and things like that. I used to for a while, but not anymore.
You have also Halloween makeup tutorials.
Yes.
Where did you learn this?
That is completely self-taught. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm very good at it. That is just really something I very much enjoy doing. I've always loved dressing up. I think it's so much fun. So that's just something I do. I play with it, I experiment, and that's just kind of how that happens. It's not my specialty, I wouldn't say, but it's just something I really look forward to every year, kind of going all out with it.
What will you be this year on Halloween?
Oh, I don't actually celebrate Halloween in real life. I just keep it in my YouTube videos. Yeah, I don't know.
So do you only do it for the views?
No, not for the views. I genuinely enjoy doing it, but I just don't have any occasion to wear it to. I don't have any Halloween parties.
So you're living in Amsterdam. It's the city in the Netherlands where you can find the best Halloween parties.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't know. I wouldn't know. I've never been to one. I don't know anyone who does, actually, I think. Yeah. I'm not very familiar with the party scene, as you can probably imagine.
Well, I've seen your YouTube, and you had a video that you were going to an elf.
Oh yes,
park or
the fantasy fair.
Yeah, that's like a.
Yeah, it's more like a festival kind of thing. It's a fair, really. So it's like a market, and there's some music, and people dress up there. That's kind of the thing. People dress up as fantasy characters. Yeah, it's fantasy themed. It's really nice.
Is it something you're doing every year, or?
Yes, I have been going since 2007, actually. Wow, that's a long time. Yeah, I have gone every year.
What is it?
Well, like I mentioned, it's a fair. That's fantasy themed. So it's at a castle, which is really nice, and you have all these little stalls that sell like trinkets or food or clothing. You have like gothic clothing and costumes as well, some cosplay stuff. There's more and more kind of comic stuff creeping into there, some like manga and anime stuff as well. But mostly it's just an event where people go to show off their costumes that they've worked on all year and to see and be seen, I guess. Take photos. You have loads of photographers there every year. Just come to take nice shots of all the people in the cool costumes. There's a costume competition. Yeah, and there's music. There's live music on stage as well.
Who's joining you every year?
I usually go with my family. Yeah, we've been doing this for a long time. It's kind of a little family tradition.
They all like it.
Yeah.
And you said you mentioned gothic music. Are you into gothic music?
I had a phase when I was a teenager again.
Like what
I
kind
went
of?
through this kind of phase of like gothicness and everything, but yeah, I would say that is in the past now.
Isn't gothic like Antichrist music?
Oh no.
I thought so.
No.
No?
No.
Oh.
Or at least not the stuff that I used to listen to. No, it has nothing to do with religion.
No?
No, at least not to me.
Because it's all dark, like black and, right?
Yeah, but well, to me it was very much a more of a romantic type of thing. I was very much into like long skirts and lace, like lace on everything and like roses and things like that. I wasn't into the whole like super dark stuff at all, like the death stuff, and yeah, no, that wasn't really my thing. I just really enjoyed lace.
I thought it was like about Antichrist, like I know Cradle of Filth. Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah?
Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah, I do know the band.
I
yeah.
thought it was like Antichrist music or.
Well, I think that's more of like the whole metal, kind of like black metal scene. Yeah. I do enjoy a bit of metal every now and then, but yeah, again, that is something that I was into in my teenage years, but no religious stuff whatsoever. None of that, yeah.
Do you have a religion?
No, I'm agnostic. Is that what you call it? Yeah, I do think so.
So you think there's nothing after life?
No, I think we can't know. Like, that is the official definition, I guess, of agnostic, is that you have no idea what it is, and if there is something or if there's not. And you also kind of believe that there is no way we can know. That's kind of what I think. So even if there is something out there, we can never know what it is, and there might just be nothing. That's pretty much the agnostic thing. You just have no idea, and that's kind of your stance on things. Yeah.
Follow the Moti on Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat.